The day I pulled into my new driveway with a Rolls-Royce Ghost, I thought the biggest challenge ahead would be unpacking boxes. I had no idea the HOA president, Karen, would accuse me of stealing my own car, call the cops, and end up arrested herself. Here's how it all unfolded. The engine purred as I parked my brand new Rolls-Royce Ghost in the driveway of my new home. At just 21, owning this car and this house felt surreal, a dream made possible after years of grinding away at my tech startup. But before I could even turn off the ignition, I noticed her in my rear view mirror, a middle-aged woman with a rigid blonde bob, oversized sunglasses, and a pastel cardigan, storming across the cul-de-sac like she owned the pavement, clipboard clutched against her side, her face already twisted in outrage. She stopped in front of my car, arms crossed. "Excuse me, who are you, and what are you doing with that vehicle?" She barked through my closed window. I stepped out calmly. "Hi, I'm Jason. Just moved in today. 1542 Oakwood Drive." Her eyes narrowed, scanning me from head to toe. My casual jeans and button-up shirt didn't exactly scream millionaire to her. "That's impossible," she snapped. "The Miller sold to a young professional. You're barely out of high school." "I'm 21, I replied, smiling. "Bought the place last month. Paperwork finalized." Karen circled the Rolls like a shark. "Nobody your age drives a Rolls, unless it's stolen. I'm calling the police." Before I could respond, she whipped out her phone, already dialing. 911. "Hello, 911. Yes, I'm reporting a grand theft auto in progress," Karen said loudly, making sure every neighbor within earshot heard her. "Suspicious young man. Stolen Rolls-Royce right here at 1542 Oakwood. Send units immediately before he escapes." She hung up, glaring at me with smug triumph. "Police will be here soon. I suggest you don't run." I leaned casually against my car. "I'm not going anywhere. This is my home, my car. Would you like to see my ID?" Karen waved me off. "Fake IDs are easy. The Oakwood HOA has a strict vetting process, and I don't recall approving someone like you, someone like me." The way her eyes flicked to my brown skin told me exactly what she meant. I took a deep breath. "Karen, that's not how real estate works. The Millers sold me the house. Financing cleared, everything legal." But she wasn't listening. Instead, she started pacing around my car, snapping pictures of my license plate. "You think you're clever? I've seen this scam before. Young punks rolling with stolen luxury cars. Next thing, we got drug deals happening in our community. Not on my watch." Neighbors had started drifting out of their homes, drawn by the commotion. Karen's voice grew louder, theatrically projecting her accusations to her growing audience. "Mark my words, this is fraud. Number 21-year-old makes enough money for a $300,000 car and less. It's dirty." I sighed. This was going to be a long day. Within minutes, 2 police cruisers pulled into the cul-de-sac, lights flashing. Karen straightened her cardigan, adopting the posture of a victim as she rushed to greet them. "Officers, thank goodness. I caught him red-handed. Stolen. Rolls-Royce claims he lives here, but I'm the HOA president. I know every Real resident, and he isn't one of them." The older officer with a salt and pepper mustache turned to me. "Sir, we got a call about a possible stolen vehicle. Can we see license and registration?" "Of course," I replied calmly, handing over my driver's license, registration, and insurance papers. "I'm Jason Chun. Just moved in today. This is my house, my car." She's mistaken. The younger officer examined my documents while his partner kept watch. Karen hovered, interrupting every 2 seconds. Don't believe him. Fake. ID forged papers. My nephew works in cybersecurity. He says criminals are sophisticated these days. The older officer gave her a stern look. Ma'am, please let us do our job. Still Karen couldn't help herself. She gestured wildly at me. Look at him. Barely old. Enough to drink. Driving a Rolls-Royce. This doesn't add up. It's money. Laundering. Hacking. Something criminal. People like him don't belong here. The younger officer returned with my paperwork. Everything checks out. Vehicle is registered to him. Insurance. Valid. County records show he bought the house last month. Karen froze, then exploded. No, that's impossible. He must have hacked the system. People like him. The older officer cut her off sharply. Ma'am, what exactly do you mean by people like him? Karen stammered. Young people. I mean young people. They can't afford this. But the damage was done. Before the situation could de-escalate, a neighbor stepped forward. He was an older gentleman, silver-haired, holding up his phone. Officers, I think you should see this, he said. My doorbell. Cam caught everything, including certain comments. Karen's smugness faltered. The man continued. She said, and I quote, we don't need his kind bringing down property values. I'll make sure he's removed from this neighborhood one way or another. A ripple went through the crowd of neighbors, now gathered. Karen's face went pale. That's out of context. I was talking about youth. I meant young people, not the officer. Raise a hand. We'll review the footage. The neighbor nodded, happy to email it. Right now, at that moment, the tide had completely turned. Neighbors who once looked at me with curiosity now glared at Karen with disgust. The very community she thought she represented was watching her unravel. The older officer returned, expression grim. He looked Karen square in the eye. Mrs. Wellington, filing a false police report is a crime, coupled with discriminatory harassment. This gives us cause to act. Karen's jaw dropped. You can't be serious. I was protecting the community. I'm the HOA president. The officer calmly recited her Miranda rights as he guided her toward the patrol car. Karen shrieked, "This is outrageous. Reverse discrimination. I'll have your badge for this." But her voice was drowned out by the sound of the cruiser door shutting. Neighbors stood in stunned silence. The tyrant of Oakwood Estates, the woman who had terrorized everyone with HOA fines and nitpicking rules, was finally being taken away. A week later, I received an official letter from the HOA board. Karen had been suspended immediately, pending investigation. At an emergency meeting, the vote was unanimous, 27-0, to remove her permanently. Her punishment didn't stop there. She was fined $5,000 for false report, sentenced to community service, and, according to neighborhood gossip, put on leave from her real estate firm after multiple clients dropped her. The once untouchable HOA president had fallen hard. When I first moved in, I expected pushback for being young, but I never imagined the HOA president would try to get me arrested for owning my own car. What happened that day showed me two things. First, prejudice still runs deep in unexpected ways. And second, the truth always surfaces, even against